And we go back to story time. The hero of Jiangjiang, not the one who kills the most, but the one who lives in the world to stop the war. Your enemies are not necessarily all enemies. Well, maybe some people do not want to fight you. Fighting was not his intention. The rivers and lakes are so complicated. You will gradually become clear when you grow up. And then I just randomly get attacked. I'm going to assume it has some sort of correlation with the fact that in the world, your enemies may not all want to kill you. Which is kind of a hint in a really obscure kind of way to tell you that you don't, actually not you don't, you can't kill every single one of these enemies. They just respawn. He's trying to tell you that at least one of these dudes does not want to kill you and therefore you should not kill him. So, run away, kill them all, get them to respawn, or run away out of boredom. I don't know if they ever do run out of way. Oh yeah, they're practically killing me. Okay, yeah. Kill them to get them to respawn. Then, draw them over one by one. I know that the middle dude, I can't kill the middle dude. Duh, because the guide told me to. So we grab them one at a time, kill off the other 4 who are my enemies that do want to kill me. And leave the middle guy. I also back up a lot to make sure that if I accidentally fire again once the current dude is dead, it doesn't automatically seek the middle dude. Because I do not want to draw his attention. The minute I draw his attention, I've got to start again, pretty much. Because he'll just keep attacking me till I'm dead. 3 down, 1 to go. And we go to the remaining dude, who pretty much says the same thing as the old man. We are here involuntarily. The grace of not killing is memorable. Stay in peace and drink this wine in memory. And then he gives you a freaking jug of wine. Pretty random if you think about it, but whatever. I will take it. Drinking in adolescence, he drank it like hot blood. But I don't know when it started. The wine became something to suppress his sorrows. In other words, became a friggin' drunkard. The altar stacked in the corner of the back kitchen seems to be the only thing that can prove that I have been in this world. Tells you where to go, but that doesn't tell you how to deal with old mate ahead of you. I actually have no idea who this dude is. I really don't. Want to go in? Yes. You have 2 choices. Either you defeat me in 30 seconds, or you kneel. Of course, I didn't know what he was saying the first time round, so I obviously chose the option to kill him in 30 seconds, but you can't kill him. He's invincible. So, yeah, there's that. I eventually realised I'm not getting anywhere and turn tail and run to a point where he won't follow me. Because it's just pointless. I still don't understand who he is and why he's there and what purpose he serves, but whatever. So he's gone back now. I can hurry up and go up and not choose the exact same option I just chose. I'm just double checking he's not going to attack me. So he's reset. Great. This time we'll select option number 2, so he's blocking the entrance to the house. I just don't know why. This part doesn't make... It starts to not make sense from pretty much here on in, but whatever. And I have chosen to kneel in front of him. He laughs. In front of me, you finally chose to bow down. It's not like you gave me a choice, buddy. No idea what he says, she says. And then I have no idea what he says in reply. So, yay! But he's now allowed me in, so we head on down to the back corner. Now, I thought I had to use my Feng Shui ability here. And I was like, nothing's happening. What? I was very confused. So I'm doing a little dance, like, is there anything to interact with here? I don't see anything to interact with. Nope, 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 yes, no. Am I missing something? Let's head back on out. No, there's definitely nothing shiny over here. So, back in we go. And this is where I realized, well, hey, I got that jug of wine in my inventory, but it does nothing. The book just goes, hey, new clue, which I can't be able to read. And I know it has to have something to do with the jug of wine because it said it did. So instead, I go over here and use the jug of wine. And then this triggers the scene. Have you touched the salt jars? I don't need any salt. What do I need you for? I just accidentally put in a little bit more. Why are you so fierce? Do you still have the right to complain? I work hard every day outside, and I'm tired than a dog. You can't even do small things. I know you've worked hard, so I gave you all the bone soup. This is the bracelet you gave me when we were newly married. I don't want it anymore. Unacceptable. And we pick up the bracelet. That was the first time she'd taken off the bracelet since she was married to me 7 years ago. It seems she really is angry. Obviously, she is going to stay with me until we are old. Why should I hurt her? I carefully stowed the bracelet, took it back to the bedroom, and put it in the dresser. When she's gone, put it on herself? I don't understand that last part. But in anywho, we just put it in the dresser. Huh? This is a rattle? It was my son's toy when he was little, and I don't know how many years it has been here. The so-called growth is to constantly abandon what was once good and continue to pursue more fresh and exciting things. I don't know what he's trying to say. Suddenly I want to listen to the rattle again, which reminds me of its childlike something. Quite a bit of you there, but we use the rattle nonetheless, which unleashes the spirit child. And we go figure out where he went, which happens to be over here by this tree. So this is him and his son. I couldn't find you anywhere. I didn't expect you to be lazy here. Hurry up and return to practice. What, are you deaf? I'll say it again. Go back and practice. Don't make me angry. He takes the flute and throws it. Blowing this broken flute all day long. No matter how good it sounds, no real effort. Something about the future and lakes, and I'm very confused. I hate you. So, oh, that's a you, sorry. I missed the you. Son, how can you hate your father? At that moment, I drew a picture and constantly reflected on the way I educated my son. In his body, I faintly saw my own shadow. In other words, he was suddenly understanding that he was becoming his father and doing what his father did to him onto his own son. Because he's stupid. I can't sympathize with you at all, sir. Now, here I had a bit of a moment. I didn't know if the order of these things was set. I didn't realize that you couldn't go into the middle of them, because that wasn't explained. So I tried to hit them in the order that the dude I watched did it in, but that is not the case, which took me quite a bit to figure out because I really wasn't paying attention at this point. But eventually I get there and realize, eventually, you know, that should have been the note right there when that big ring went around that one, but nope, I'm stupid. Didn't even notice. Ebb smash. Still going like, what? But it was the right order. Yeah. So I'm like, am I just doing not doing enough damage? What's the problem here? And then I realized that I'm doing it wrong. So then I realized, oh, there's a ring. What an idiot. It's a different order. So I try to find the correct order. You know, of course, life isn't that simple. It's definitely not going to be the first combination you try. So we'll go around, careful not to go in, like we did last time, and then get them all done in order. Before I knew it, I became the same person as my father. I ignored my child's feelings. Maybe I shouldn't hold so tightly. I should let him fly free. Sometimes a trivial matter can be remembered fresh for many years. For example, I threw away the sound of the flute, and the sound of falling water was all the bamboo flute heard. I mean, at least he's realizing what's happening and is trying to change his ways. But again, we know what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back to where the flute was tossed and grab the flute. Except it's not as easy as that because it's a freaking large river. So the easiest way is to just go to the specific coordinates that somebody else has already gone to and collect the flute that way. Of course, she doesn't always take the best path. She just takes the most direct path. So that did involve some swimming, but I couldn't be bothered to manually traverse there because then I'd have to put the map numbers back in. Then I go, here we go, grab that bamboo flute, and we take it back to Changbe. With my attempts at flying, woeful as they are. I mean, it kind of got me where I needed to go, so it can't be that bad. Ren Chengbe, do you remember this? For so many years, I thought it had been washed away by the river. I mean, that's a pretty good assumption. Logically, it would have. But it was stuck in the sand. Will the water not take it away, or will it not be taken away by the water? And that is a great philosophical question, old man. I like it. It's as if the parents thought that I was not doing business properly. I don't know. At the beginning, I felt that limiting the bamboo flute was just a matter of course, but the tune coming from it is pretty good. It would have been nice if I could listen to him quietly, and then encourage him to say a few words. Why must children inherit their parents' unfinished dreams? Is this love, or is it selfish in a sense? Well, I think the parent thinks it's love, but it's definitely selfishness. Just FYI. The name is alive, I have no idea what that means. I used to think that these 4 words were destiny, but now I want to come. I feel that this destiny should refer to individual weather and ability. Only by following the trend can we learn the fate of the materials to the greatest extent. I have no fucking clue what he's trying to talk about at this point in time, but whatever, bruh. Whatever. And now we come to a dude's deathbed. His father, by the way. Don't be too sad. I'm just going somewhere. I have a lot of regrets in my life. I hope you live well. You know, I wonder what happens to his mother. It's never explained how or when she died, but I'm going to assume that her husband outlived her. So that's him, his wife Xiaomei, and his son. All the past events related to my father came to mind. He paid so much for me in this life that he didn't leave much inheritance. And we come over here, and this is what we click on. It says something along the lines of, "This is the deed for my home. I heard that an ancestor once made it big. It was he who put down this property and something something something. Perhaps my father wanted me to be successful, perhaps for the revival of the family." And then it just says a bunch more that I'm really not sure of because I was, quite frankly, at this point not caring. Then you just got to select the numbers in order. I don't really know what the answers I am giving. I was just following the exact pattern of the dude I watched, and it seemed to do the trick. I don't know if I had to click it that many times, but as I said, it seemed to have worked. Like a man, this house is old and sick. The rainy... Oop, I'm getting ahead of myself. There we go. The rainy season is approaching, and the thatched roof should be strengthened. So, collect. And then interact, which is a letter that I'm sure has great importance written there. Awesome. I think, yep. And then we head onto the roof, because as he said, he needs to thatch the roof. Except you can't technically jump that way. It's actually physically blocked. You have to go around to try and fly onto the roof. Because it's definitely my strong suit, yeah? Doesn't matter, I got there first try, so I have no idea what he says. Absolutely no clue. I don't know what he says. Everyone knows how to take medicine when you are sick. The older you are, the more you will get miscellaneous diseases. Miscellaneous, love it. Over the years, many medicines were in the cabinet in the bedroom. Pills, bottles of various colours and shapes are intricately mixed to witness one's aging. That's a nice, eloquent way of saying it. So this is where shit hits the fan for the first time, like on a massive, massive scale. I know I had issues with things to date, but this is the first real problem I found. The guy I was watching, I tried to follow his pattern, but it turns out the order of the answers, sorry, are random. The answers are always the same, but the order is different. So I tried following the Chinese guide and like match characters, but there's actually a lot of superfluous characters around them. But essentially what you're doing is you're looking for something, you're matching the type of pill or medicine with the color and shape of the bottle. Essentially, that's what you're doing. And you just got to do that 6 times and correctly match them up. I just had to use Google Translate. So I eventually got there in the end. It just took a little bit. Oh, I was rushing because I thought I was moving on. But nope, that was just my false attempts to start off with. So then I try again. So yeah, I don't know what order mine were in. I didn't pay attention to this, but in general, if you find the bottom text saying something along the words boat wine or something like that, you've got to try and find the red round answer. If it says something along the lines of ancient pills, you got to find a red square. Something like Yanjin, I have no idea what that means. White and square. Hemostasis or blood, white round. Gold something medicine, I couldn't find the translation of that, but I just found the word for gold and it worked. It's green and round, and then bone is green and square. Father, you were old, so don't be stubborn. Just leave me things like roof repair. Alas, it used to be fine. I didn't realize it. I was getting old. As you can, this is his son and him in the bed, by the way. Father, you can rest assured that you don't have to think about it. I suddenly want to go for a walk. Find a pair of lightweight shoes for me in the temple room. Wait for me. So Yongwei wants to go for a walk, so he sent his son on an errand to grab shoes. Hence, I am going on an errand for shoes. At first, I got confused and thought it was this one here. So I was like, yeah, no. Okay, wrong way. My bad. Next room. So I head on down, and then head to the correct dresser. And use my Feng Shui ability, and get the boots. And off we go. You still have to be active, or you will grow older faster. And now comes the really strange part. This dude just starts to get randomly attacked. This is Yongwei, by the way, but like, which is the old man. I have no explanation for why he gets attacked on this journey. I don't know who these people are. I don't know why they're here. I don't know why they wish ill on him. And I don't know why he either can't see them or doesn't seem to care that he's being attacked. But in any case, I follow and I protect. Or attempt to. Anyway, I can't say I was particularly good at it. I was trying to use my wind to blow one dude into the other dude so I could attack them at the same time, but it didn't really work that way. And he's sitting down at his wife's grave, by the way. Xiaomei, I've come to see you. You've been gone for so many years. Why don't you give me a dream? Do you know how lonely I am? In the past years, I didn't know what I was busy with. Many things that promised you nothing, something. When I finally have time with you, what do you say? I've read this Buddhist scripture many times. I understand a lot, and I will read it for you. Hint, hint. So, we complete that part of the mission, and then we go on back to the grave, and we grab those Buddhist scriptures. Now, the problem I have with this is that, so use the Feng Shui ability correctly, but when I went to try and grab the scriptures, it wanted me to interact with the grave like that, and I had to end up manually selecting the book to get the book, which is on the ground just next to it if you can't see it with the black and white. Boom. And then we go back to Ranchangpei, as always. But never mind, we're getting close to the end. Fear not, fellow viewer, fellow watcher, we are getting there. Rentenbe, do you remember this? The Buddhist scripture says that death is not the end. It just changes into a form to continue to exist. So I also insist that I believe Zhao Mei is alive, but her body is transformed into a family of flowers and insects, and her soul must be reluctant to dissipate. She must still be here, in the old house. Sweet notion. If it gives you, rest at night, sir. I often speak to the nothingness around me, what I have said, what I see and hear every day, and what I expect from the future. I know how to listen well. It's kind of really sad. Poor man, he really is just fucking lonely. The memories most talked about are things in the past. Many things have been said over and over again. At this age, memories become the most precious thing. And with the decline of memory, there will be fewer and fewer clear memories, so it will become more precious. I mean, he's got some great philosophical things to say. He's just really long-winded about it. Random Box says 65 years passed in a hurry, like a dream. And for whatever reason, we have to enter in a combination. God knows how you're supposed to know this combination. Maybe that book tells you what it's supposed to be. But anyway, having done my research, I know the number just fine. And I don't know if you have to interact with this box. I don't know. I just selected everything just in case, but I don't know if that's a necessary step. Nor do I know what it's talking about. So, anywho, we have to head back up to the house. No, to the docks. Sorry, the docks. To cue this scene. You ready to go? Be careful on the way. When you get there, remember to come back. Dad, you really won't go with us? My old bones can't stand the torture of long-distance journeys, and I can't just leave our ancestors' house. I'll stay here, and when you come back, you'll always have a place here. Father, who is not filial? You must take care of yourself. Jine, come pay your respects to your grandfather. So, Jine does. Goodbye, Grandpa. What are you doing? Jine, get up. The ground is dirty. And then they all start paying their respects, which is a really sweet moment. You guys. And then we go to the gravestone, where the old man is getting drunk AF, chatting to his wife. So he's all alone now, because his family has gone out into the world. Xiao Mei, Jine is written again. The sea winds were strong a few days ago, but this letter was spent on the road more than half a year. I don't understand that. The letter says everything is okay. I am reassured. Jine made new friends and smiled every day. She's taller than when she left. At the time of writing this letter, Rulan was pregnant with her second child. It must be a boy. She must have given birth by now. I wonder if she was alright. That's more of guesswork with that last one than exact translation. Zhang, that's his son, didn't say much about himself, but only said that he was busy every day, but he feels very fulfilled and happy. Good for him. It seems that it was a correct decision not to continue to force him to practice martial arts. Xiao Mei, did you hear that? Are you happy for them? So he made a good decision in the end to do right by his son. Good on you, old man Ran. Why is it raining? Have to hurry and find a place to shelter from the rain. So, find shelter we do. And this is where the guy waxes freaking poetic for a very, very long time, so please bear with this. What a heavy rain. I remembered when I was young, barefoot, I ran into the heavy rain and was brought back by my father. He was very angry. I had a high fever the next day, and my mother took care of me for 3 days and 3 nights. Every time my father came to see me, he'd scold me. At the age of 20, I met Zhao Mei under the roof because I was taking shelter from a shower. That day, that rain scene was particularly beautiful. For the first time, I hoped it will rain longer. Which is great, because we never knew how they met. I wonder if she is okay now. Is she at the same time as me, at the same time? What? Watching the rain, remembering the past. Will there be me in her memories? In the second year after marriage, due to a dispute between the rivers and lakes, my efforts for more than a year vanished. It was pouring rain that day, and I rushed in the rain, roaring at the sky, and reproving the injustice of the sky. At that time, Zhao Mei, I don't know if she gave birth or was pregnant, I don't know, but she was weak. She came to me holding an umbrella, searching for me. I insisted she leave. She just covered me for more than a few hours of rain, getting soaked herself. This part's guesswork as well. There was a stormy night many years ago, and she suddenly had abdominal pain. It was Zhang. Throughout more than half of Hangzhou City, I found a kind doctor for her. By the way, the day Zhao Mei left, it was raining so heavily. She was unconscious at the time, repeatedly chanting, "There are still clothes on the line." Ugh, that's so sad. Why is there such a feeling suddenly, as if this rain has been raining for a lifetime, and it never stops? I'm just gonna put it out there, I have no freaking clue what this text says. I don't know if it's a poem, if it's a song, I don't know. Just each time it flickers, it adds an extra line, and it doesn't translate to anything coherent, so I don't know. And for whatever reason, you click on one of the strange globes that have magically appeared in your inventory, then you click on the shiny that they have magically formed. I'm really not sure what this is, but whatever. And then, boom! You suddenly get transported to these demon statues. I don't really understand what's happening. You've got to unlock all 4 of them with the codes, which, thank God, are set codes. Don't mind me. I just have issues with numbers. I'm an idiot. Yeah, ignore. I was looking at the wrong one with the wrong code. The text at the bottom seems to indicate it has something to do with the 4 Chinese legendary creatures. They are the green turtle, the white tiger, the red bird or phoenix, and the blue dragon, each of which corresponds to a direction. And these are set at directions, I guess. But I have no idea why they just plopped down on this man's garden. No clue. They're all identical, so I don't know how they're supposed to correspond to each of the 4 creatures or directions. I don't know. I just follow my instructions. I put in the codes, unlock these bad boys. One by one. I'm sure the code is either written in the text down below or it's probably the book, either or. Doesn't matter, I have them, so boom. Now we come to the fun part. You've got to make all 4 statues face inwards, and when you interact with one of them, 2 or more statues will move in a direction. They will either go anti-clockwise or they will fling to the opposite way they were currently facing. You can do this in just 3 moves. I did the work myself. I watched a guy struggle for quite some time, like 15-20 minutes, so I manually figured out which way they turned by watching his video and then worked backwards, and I got it first try correctly. You just do 3 moves and boom, they're facing inwards. Smart, nailed it. You go on the pretty magic circle. Should I write a letter to myself? Should I just bury it in that place? So old mate is going to the place where he wants to bury his letter. I don't know if you have to follow him necessarily to the tree. I think it's just a good idea to do so you know where to go for the next step. Because if you just abandoned him right now, you wouldn't really know where to go. I mean, the hint there being bury, so you kind of know what to do. You need to dig it back up, but you wouldn't know where to go. So it's easier just to follow the old man, figure out where he's going. In this case, he's going to the large flourishing tree. When we finally get there. I know, old mate, that you have no hurry in the world. You know not that I'm stalking you. But I really wish you would put your foot down. You know, give it some gas. Anyway, we are now at said tree. We know where he has buried his letter to himself, so now we need to go back to the back door where we know there is usually a hoe and grab said hoe, except it, you know, flings you back there because it's cruel. So we go back, grab the hoe, if it ever lets you get in the corner, and head back to the tree. I know this damn place like the back of my hand at this point. Except I accidentally hit shift when I hit jump, which meant I flew when I was only trying to jump over a fence. Rip. Anyway, we come to the side of the tree and we use, well, after we do that, we use the hoe and dig up a box. And in this box is the letter that he wrote to himself. And so, as per usual, now that we have it, we go back to Rengcheng Bay. And again, a warning, this is the longest piece of text. It's the last bit of text, but it's the longest piece of text. So bear with me. He chuckles. This is a letter I wrote to myself. How did you find it? Why did you write it to yourself? And why bury it? Have you ever felt this way? You are not completely the same person you once were, with your ideas and character. Something to that effect. People are always growing, and their ideas are changing with each passing day. Yes, so I wrote down some of the feelings I was absorbed in at the time, and I will not forget the future. Those who have been rooted due to something don't know when I will leave this world. I don't know if my heart will leave with no hate, sadness, unwillingness, or anger.
不知道自己离开时是否会带着怨恨、悲伤、不甘、愤怒这些不好的心绪。The
Buddhists say that after death, people will enter the reincarnation, and the karma created in this lifetime will become the result of the afterlife. I buried my letter underground, not to make me feel better when I was alive. Instead, I hope to receive it after my death. If my soul is blocked by obstacles, this letter might break through them, and I will enter the next cycle with joy. Ugh, so long-winded. We're currently on page 11 of my transcribed notes, by the way. Page 11? So what did you write in this letter? It's full of memories. Happy memories related to the family, such as he rattles on something that I couldn't accurately translate, so I have no idea what he's yapping on about. But yeah, so it took me an entire morning to translate this manually. Google Translate and type it down. Oh, such a long time. Really didn't do my RSI, my wrist didn't good. Wrap it up, Rengcheng Bay. I'm too impatient for this. So oh god, we're less than halfway. I told the future self in the letter, never forget these good memories. Although I am only something, and something about trivial little happinesses meaning a lot, something something. When he does these long sentences, it's really hard to understand what he's trying to say. Also, Google Translate doesn't seem to take into consideration when a line in Chinese text goes onto the next line, like in the same sentence. It treats them as separate sentences and it's hella confusing. Sometimes I really feel that the long years are like a god, and a little bit of snow has taken everything away from me. When I return to the gods, I have white hair and nothing. People who have lived for a lifetime and once received will lose their sense, no idea. However, I also know that some things buried in the bottom of my body will not leave. No idea. I have been to these rivers and lakes before, and there have been no big waves. No idea. Although dreams are dreams in the end, but incompleteness is a beauty. I had no idea, and quite frankly, I stopped caring hours ago. I really envy you. You are still young. There are too many possibilities, except for the fact that I have less than a year to live. But hey, sure. In the future, as long as you take care of every inch of time, one day you will get something. I just don't know if you are like me, repeatedly asking such questions in a lonely moment. If time can go back and life can come back, what do you most want to have? Is it a beautiful face or a strong body? Is it extraordinariness? Or what about talent or a master? Now, I think you get the choice of either of these options. I don't think it's set. So, I don't know if it's a set order, but for me it was talent, wealth, beautiful face, and strong physique. At the time, I had no idea what I was clicking, so I just clicked that, which turns out to be a beautiful face. Is this your answer? Ha! Good. Since a dream is a dream, there will always be a time to wake up. Yo, oh man, are you saying that I'll never be beautiful? It hurts. It really hurts. Now, it's time. Page 12. And boom, we are completed. Have completed the most icky part of his quest. Yay! Only took an hour and a half. All we have to do now is go back to the vendor. If you recall who originally sent us on this quest, he wanted us to get the old man to never come back, essentially. Little girl, you finally woke up. Oops, sorry, we haven't got that far yet. Go click on the link first. Now we go. Little girl, you finally woke up. What? Don't you remember? I watched you drink the whole wine and then was drunk. Fortunately, you only slept for half an hour, and they didn't let me take care of you. You mean I've been here just now? What? Can you sleepwalk? If you don't believe me, you can just ask the people around here. How could this be? Is everything that just happened a dream? But is this dream too real? You dreamed? Ha! No wonder. Dreamers never know they are in a dream. Then did Ren leave? The old man who comes over every day to buy wine? He left long ago and came over to apologize and said he won't cause me any trouble in the future. Hey, why are you this strange? I don't know about that last part. Floating like a dream. Since it is a dream, there will always be a time to wake up. But I don't know if I am awake or still in a dream. She's repeating the old man's words back, if you didn't get the correlation there. I have no idea what he's saying at all. Hey, do you remember what I said before you started drinking? You said that as long as I can help you persuade the old man so that he doesn't borrow alcohol to drown his sorrows, I can take some good wine. You're not stupid. It seems that you can't escape. What? Come and choose. So he offers you 4 types of alcohol. Each one will give you a different title, which has a special effect, I believe, with it. So I think I ended up choosing Gucci-chun, that says alcohol's not drunk and people are drunk, or alcohol's not intoxicating and people are intoxicating. I don't really know. Either way, I'm not planning on using it anyway.